Oh,
Hello,
I'm getting
everyone.
down.
I like that song.
Hello, everybody. See, Miguel, I love you, and I saw your comment to take that thing down, and that's totally cool. So I took it down. I put this one, and it's like shaded weird. So I decided I'm done with my fucking green screen because it drives me insane. So I
Yeah.
just need to think of something cool to hang behind me because there's a bureau. So I just need something cool. My library is in the room next to me, so I can't like have all these like awesome books behind me. And I'm not really gonna move furniture around. So um, next week I'll have something hanging up. I'm not sure what, but
I look
yeah.
forward to it.
You guys take notes. I know it's so exciting. I'm going to go on Twitter and be like, everybody tune in next Monday. I'm going to have a new fucking breakdown. Oh, this background is glorious. It's probably just going to be my dresser. But in any case, wow. 36 people already. Y'all are into it. Yeah, because I'm Pennsylvanian and I'm pissed the fuck off. So first though, we got to get to my people in East Palestine, Ohio,
Yeah.
because I still talk to them every day. They want me to come out again this month. I need more Patreons before I can do anything. I'm going to be straight up. I do
Yeah.
not have the money to travel out there and get a hotel and shit like that. So please sign up to my Patreon or buy me a coffee or something like that because, they really want me to go out there and my disabled ass can't drive. So that's where money comes in. Anyway, so this is the latest update that I was texted by a couple of my comrades.
Yeah. Breaking. Per one of your sources, an EP, the resident lawyers for the class action against Norfolk Southern held a Zoom conference with residents. Joining them on behalf of the residents' lawyers was Dr. Chip Carson, who advised the residents not to worry about their health issues. End quote. Please note, Dr. Carson has worked for Dow Chemicals, Chevron, and Exxon.
I'm
Yeah,
like, okay,
don't worry
so
about it.
if this was Norfolk, like, oh, shocker, this was the fucking residents' lawyers
Right.
who did this. That is highly, highly fucked up.
That's so shady.
Like, see, they all turned into like sleuths and everything. They're all like, yo, they're suspicious of everyone as they should be.
Good.
And,
Yes.
they're like my girl Christina, Christina,
Hmm.
she's turned herself into a damn scientist. And I mean, these people have to be. There's only a few of us being advocates for them. So they've had to become the people they need. So,
Yeah.
yeah, one of them texted me this, and I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. So, how are these people supposed to trust their lawyers? They're lawyers who have treated them like garbage, mind you, and are charging 40%.
Yeah.
Insane. And then going along with this now, there was an update.
Yeah. From
I'm
Pittsburgh.
echoing. Do you have like your thing turned up loud or something?
All right. I just turned on echo cancellation. That should help.
Okay. Yes, that's much better.
Okay. So yeah, this article from Pittsburgh Post Gazette: East Palestine residents could receive double than previously estimated from settlement. This sounds like good news. This sounds like a
Yeah, no.
good
We'll get to that.
these headlines
You
get me
know
pumped.
damn right well I'm not going to talk about positive shit.
If there was something positive, we would cover it. But attorneys representing East Palestine and its surrounding communities in the historic settlement against Norfolk Southern say residents could receive much more money than expected. Earlier this year, Norfolk Southern agreed to pay $600 million for damages. This marks the largest settlement in U.S. history involving a train derailment, covering anyone who lived or worked within a 20-mile radius from the accident. And it says, during a virtual town hall on Thursday evening, the legal teams who reached the agreement with the railroad explained key deadlines coming soon for residents who wish to take part, and announced that some compensation estimates have doubled. Those who are eligible for the personal injury component, or residents who live within 10 miles of the derailment. I'm not sure if those are the same thing or two separate categories, but those people are now expected to receive roughly $25,000, attorneys said. The legal team
Not accurate.
Not accurate? Okay.
No.
The legal team initially estimated that individuals who elected to participate in the personal injury payment would receive about $10,000. Okay.
Nope.
Adam Gomez, a partner with Grant and Eisenhofer, said they didn't want to overpromise, and they gave very conservative numbers. In exchange for this money, people must waive their rights to sue Norfolk Southern.
So, okay, just to back it up a little for those who haven't been watching my show and my interviews with the residents and what have you. So let's break it down. They offered $600 million. Nothing. These people have no homes. They have nothing. They are sick. They are in the hospital. They are getting cancer. They are bleeding when they pee. They have blood coming out their ears. They have nodules on their lungs. They are going in for surgeries for things they never had. They have PTSD. The list goes on. Okay. And they can't live in their homes. So all of this, they all have no jobs or anything because their entire town and surroundings has been just decimated by this. Okay, so $600 million. Bullshit, because you're taking an entire area within 20 miles, which is, and then it actually goes beyond that for like special circumstances. So in any case, it comes out to about $70,000 per household, not person, household. Now, you take that $70,000, okay, and you're like, you can't buy a damn new house with that, first of all.
No.
Second of all, they come out and they say, oh, guess what? You're going to have to deduct everything we've ever given you if it's hotel stays, if it's temporary relocation, if it's whatever the fuck we've ever given you, even though we wrote it off on our taxes, you need to deduct it from the settlement we give you. So I know people who have received thousands of dollars in hotel stays and everything because they were right at ground zero. They get zero. Okay. Furthermore, 40% for the lawyers. So let's say even if you get the whole fucking 70,000, okay, 40% of that, and again, it's per household, not person. Then these motherfuckers were telling these people that they had to have their little kids sign as well. So my friend's 4-year-old was handed a pen and was told she needed to sign.
Yeah.
That's the kind of shit they're going through, okay? No money is going to be cool enough, but this is just insane. What they mean by double, and this newspaper has been really great, so I am pissed off that they pulled this shit or just got the wrong info and didn't look it up or whatever. I don't know. But like my girl Christina I just talked about, she's 5.7 miles out, okay?
Yeah.
She is sick constantly. I've been to her house. I immediately started getting sick. 5.7 miles out. It was 5.7 miles out, and I know I've seen her picture standing in her driveway of the explosion. You could see it that far away.
Yeah.
That's how crazy this shit is. And she still gets sick. Her dad still gets sick. He's elderly. I got sick. I get sick every time I go there, but and she's 5.7 miles out. Well, doubling, you know what that means? If she took the health clause, it would have given her $1,000, and then she would never get to say anything about having any health issues ever again. And
Yeah.
now she would get $2,000. That's
Wow.
the doubling they're talking about.
I see.
The first thing I did was contact my people. As soon as I saw that, I'm like, yo, what's up? They're like, Joy. I was like, I should know better. And the thing is, they are so scared, understandably, that they have till August 22nd. And they know if they sign any of that and they get cancer in a year, oh hell. Oh well, they are absolved of everything. Now, a few of the people I've had on the show are going a separate route. They did not sign up for the class action. They are actually going a separate route,
Okay.
and taking it on themselves. Not a class action, just more like a group of people, because class actions just look. I've had Steven Donziger on the show a lot of times. Okay, class actions are scary, and they don't always work.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, some of these residents are just so desperate at this point, and they just want it all done with. And they're counting on that desperation, and they're exploiting it.
Yes.
So this article is absolute trash. It is not true at all.
Well, it said the East Palestine residents could receive double.
Right. So that's how they save their ass. Could.
Yep.
Well, you guys, look, I always say I'm not going to fucking stop talking about East Palestine, and I'm not. So I'll keep bringing you updates. But like I said, I really do want to go back for trip number 5 this month. They're asking me to do another town hall. I would love to do that again. It was so great.
Yeah.
And I'd like to do it after the 22nd, which is the final you need to sign up by today deadline. So I can give the community a chance to come together and talk again, because it was really awesome, and it was really great and rewarding, and wonderful to see so much solidarity, and to have Dr. Jill Stein, with me, alongside me the whole way. So I hope to, but again, I need new patrons on Patreon and Buy Me a Coffee. So please help me get back to them, because I hate disappointing them. But we have our next topic.
Yes, we do. Sorry, I need to remove this and reshare it.
If you're watching, please smash the like, smash the subscribe, and comment. It helps my algorithm.
Yes, and I will read your comments. All right, breaking. A coup attempt is underway in Venezuela as protests from right-wing groups break out, seeking to paralyze the cities and overturn the presidential election results. So, a few hours earlier, the electoral court formally declared Nicolas Maduro as the winner. Shortly after, groups descended on the capital, attempting to reach the presidential palace, but were forced back by security forces. Some groups have reached the international airport of the capital, but no signs of a breach thus far. Opposition supporters are also circulating videos from protests in 2017 and 2019 in an attempt to exaggerate the size of the current mobilizations. And it says, while the U.S. State Department and right-wing governments in the region have questioned the results, international observer reports are yet to publish their findings, with no significant irregularities reported on the day of the vote.
So this is actually from last week, but I wanted to show it because it's a really good video, and then I have a more updated thing to add.
Okay. Looks like some civil unrest happening.
And where are all the shit libs saying democracy? This is what I want to know. Where, like,
Yeah.
where are you? Because they're literally fucking fascists. They're taking over their election, which, well, we'll show. Ben Norton had a good post about breaking down facts of just how secure that election was. I fucking wish our elections were even half as secure as the shit they've done.
Me too. Ben Norton says election observers from the U.S. National Lawyers Guild monitored the presidential elections in Venezuela. And the delegation observed a transparent, fair voting process with scrupulous attention to legitimacy, access to the polls, and pluralism. And they say, despite the soundness of the electoral process, the U.S.-backed opposition with support from an anti-Maduro Western press has refused to accept the results, undermining the stability of Venezuela's democracy. And breaking, Secretary of State Antony Blinken on Maduro announced election victory. Quote, "We have serious concerns that the results announced does not reflect the will or the votes of the Venezuelan people. The international community is watching this very closely and will respond accordingly." Wow.
So, I mean, I have been seeing nonstop videos of people, well, when he was first elected, partying and dancing and celebrating in the streets. And you see people marching in the streets saying they stand with Maduro. And they're trying to say that's not accurate. I wonder if it's because he's very pro-Palestine. I wonder if that's why.
I'm sure that's part of it.
I kind of think so.
Yeah.
And, immediately, he's been making moves like withdrawing troops from other areas and stuff like that. Like, he's not perfect, just like any politician, but I mean, it's fascist. Even, look, 99% of us hate Trump, okay? He's trash. But
yeah,
you either support democracy or you don't. If he wins fair and square, he fucking wins. Period. That's there is no people trying to get him thrown off the ballot and stuff. That's not democratic. Doesn't mean I don't want I want the fucker to win. I don't. But the selective outrage is bullshit. You're talking about democracy, and you're saying nothing about, like, how many times have we as Americans tried to fucking overthrow, elections in Venezuela and other countries, and Russia, to us, even though they had nothing to do with it. And then this shit, it's the hypocrisy. And then we're also seeing the democracy 24/7, but we're also seeing, if you vote third party, fuck you. Which is it?
Right. I don't know. You ready to move to topic 3?
What's the comment say?
Gregory says, "Howdy, Joy."
Hey. We have a lot of people watching. We have, what's that say? Like 200 fucking people.
We have 185 on X. We have 4 people on YouTube.
Okay, so here's the thing, you guys. Y'all need to come in and like my show and subscribe to my show and comment, because watching on Twitter is awesome, and I'm glad you guys like my content, but it doesn't help me. I need to keep doing this. I want to keep doing this. So I actually need your participation as well. So anyway, now we're going to talk about Shapiro. Yeah, why most of you are tuning in, I'm sure. So I am a lifelong Pennsylvanian. I am someone who is very involved with the Palestinian community, with a lot of Muslims, Arabs, and very involved in the immigration community for 8 years. I've been a very active organizer and activist in Harrisburg area. I've organized dozens of marches, rallies, protests, and been to dozens more. Um, Shapiro is someone we have protested more times than I can count. And I want to be clear that it hasn't always been because of Palestine. We've also protested him many times about the environment. Our state in Pennsylvania is second in the number of states that have pipelines and fracking. Some sections of our state look like water parks, and I'm not kidding you. It's fucking insanity.
Pipes and stuff?
What's that?
With like pipes and stuff, or what do you mean looks like?
Oh yeah, but they're like bright orange and stuff. And here's this fucking kicker, right? So we have, going, I don't know if you guys probably never heard of it. It's Amish country. It's Lancaster. There's this one place outside Coatesville, or yeah. And so I go there, right? And it's all indigenous lands. Okay. And we're protesting the pipelines and stuff with the indigenous community. And it was beautiful. It was really powerful. And while we're there, we start Conestoga. That's what it's called. And we're driving through, and it's on people's lawns. Like, I'm telling you, there's a house, and there are like orange fucking tube water slides right next to these people's houses. Okay. And then as we're going around, the locals are trying to talk to us, telling us what's going on. Well, apparently in this town and the vicinity, which is comparable to other places in Pennsylvania, they don't even need your permission to do that to your fucking property. Meaning, if you own your house, tough fucking shit, the county has, they override your property with what they want to do. They have jurisdiction.
That's fucked up.
They have those fucking pipes going underneath an elementary school. I shit you not. I met a woman who's on like a tank of air. She has really bad like emphysema.
Yeah.
They put a pipe in her fucking yard. She's scared to use the fucking stove. Are you kidding me? She's like, I'll never be able to get out. Like, there's no way. Wow. That's the kind of shit my state does. And that's just one section. So, we have tons of pipelines that even go like all through Philly and everything. Pittsburgh has, a huge, Pittsburgh is like smog in their area. It's just, we have the cracker plant, everything around there makes you sick, gives you a sore throat. That's where they make plastics and stuff. They call it cracker plant. It's like they crack certain things to like create plastic. Our state is an environmental fucking catastrophe. And Shapiro is instrumental in what's going on. So ever since the day he even started running, we've been protesting him. It didn't just start now. He's an atrocity.
Yeah.
So now, then it comes to, Palestine. I'm in a Harrisburg Palestine coalition. We do a lot of actions. Every single time anything happens, we are anti-Semitic. Every time we march, we are anti-Semitic. When we protest his fucking governor's mansion, we are anti-Semitic. When we protested the fact that he had fucking Lockheed Martin coming for a fundraiser like a month ago, we are anti-Semitic.
How dare you, Joy?
I know. And because we only protest him, we haven't protested Biden, Kamala. Oh wait, yeah. And there's actually a petition that's been going around for way before he was considered to be vice president, called Stop Genocide Josh. We've been on this shit way before, like the past 2 weeks or whatever it is. This shit, like, as Pennsylvanians, we're trying to tell you guys, this is bad. Like, this is really fucking bad. He met with 10 Palestinian constituents. In Harrisburg area, we have a large Muslim and Arab community. And Josh Shapiro met with 10 Palestinian constituents, and he met with them for about an hour. He said absolutely nothing on Twitter or Insta or anywhere about meeting with them. I only know because of the local connections. And about 2 hours later, he posted on Twitter his undying love for Israel. It just came out he was in the fucking IDF, so which is not shocking to us. It's just not. And I'll get back to this, but I 1,000,000,000% know it's him who's going to be VP, and that's because Kamala's coming out to pick her VP in Philadelphia.
Oh, no. Okay.
You're not going to introduce your VP in a state that's not his. It doesn't make any fucking sense. It's going to be him. We are going to have a fucking fascist. Like, not just like Killer Kamala. Like, I'm talking about a fucking fascist. Last month, he came up with this bill that he wrote called the Stand with Israel Act. And what it is he has it so that any single college or school who divests because of our protests and stuff like that, who divest from Israel, will now get zero funding from Pennsylvania. How the fuck is that not fascist? You're literally telling individual schools they are not allowed to divest from Israel or they will cease funding. Who the fuck is going to divest now? It's a hostage situation.
Yep.
It's insanity. And like, these are things that people don't talk about unless you're in actual Pennsylvania. Nobody really covers this shit but me because I live here. But
right.
I'm just trying to warn you guys, like, this shit is so fucking bad. Every single thing is going to be anti-Semitic, and I don't want this to be taken any other way. I'm voting for a Jewish candidate, just not him. But I'm going to be very clear when I say they are picking him because he is Jewish and because of, well, I'm sure I'll say that's at least one of the reasons, because that absolutely helps them with their fucking narrative about us saying Zionism and them equating that to, anti-Semitism. Our movement is getting stronger and stronger by the hour. And what better way to have someone who has the credibility to call us all anti-Semitic? It's part of the fucking process. It is. I mean, I've been talking about this with locals, and they're like, it is. I mean, it just is. I think that plays a huge fucking part in it.
I think you're right. We'll find out.
I mean, there are no mistakes. She can choose from anyone in the fucking world, and anyone in our country, and she's choosing this guy, and it's not going over well. But at the same time, I'm like, so many of these people that I've been protesting with in person, like actually going places, calling Genocide Joe, shit like that, he started saying stuff like, well, Kamala seems like she's better on it. She was fucking secondhand man during the whole fucking thing. What the hell are you talking about? Oh my God. Now do you understand? Now do you get it? She could pick anyone and she's picking a fucking IDF person. Like, holy fuck. So anyway, these are some of the articles and clips that I've been sent by like my local community and ones I found and stuff that and you know what? I'm going to be straight up. Even if she didn't pick this fucker, which she is, but even if she didn't, I still got to fucking put up with him. I just don't want you guys to have to, too.
Yeah, I think it's interesting that Kamala's picking someone from your state and Trump picked somebody from my state.
Oh my God, it's our fault.
It's us. We did it.
Oh my God, we are so much more powerful than I thought we were.
Before I start reading these articles, I see live on X, Bernie Sanders is hosting Progressives for Harris kickoff call. Wow.
Free
We should
joy.
do that. All right. So here's an article you shared with me from Salon. Picking Josh Shapiro could be dangerous for Harris. Here's why. Pennsylvania's governor holds strong pro-Israel views that could shatter the Democratic coalition. Interesting. Was this a link? I think this was just an image. Oh, it is a link.
No, I just did screenshots and stuff in the interest of time.
Okay. So there is some doubt out there.
Oh yeah. Oh my God. What I don't fucking get is you're saying, oh, we got to get Biden to drop. We got to get Biden to drop. He drops, and now you're picking someone who's still gonna make your ass lose. How the fuck does that make sense?
Because elections are fake. But let me read this. Jewish lawmakers groan at Genocide Josh campaign. A campaign to scuttle Pennsylvania Governor Josh Shapiro as Democratic vice presidential prospect, largely over support for Israel, is facing pushback from Jewish members of Congress across the political spectrum. Here's a quote from Representative Greg Landsman from Ohio. I think there is that sense that somehow we're not objective on Israel because we're Jewish, which is just not true or fair. And he added, there are a lot of members who are pro-Israel who have been protested against. I think as Jews, it feels particularly intense and personal. Yep.
Cool. Because my candidate is Jewish and was arrested for protesting for Palestine. So stop trying to equate Judaism with Zionism. It's not the fucking same. But you know what's interesting? There were actually, screenshots of articles and stuff. I couldn't even put them all in because this show would have been like 3 hours. But saying that 42% of Trump supporters like Shapiro. He votes with Republicans all the time.
Oh, okay.
He's not across the aisle. He's like holding hands with the aisle, kind of.
That's because the aisle has gotten so wide that it just encompasses everything now.
It's non-existent. No, they're like, there is no aisle. It's like, they're just like the same.
So there's some stuff about sexual harassment lawsuits. Mm-hmm. So Kamala Harris says the LA Times reported that the California Department of Justice paid more than $1.1 million to settle claims with employees who alleged that they were sexually harassed or retaliated against by coworkers. From 2011 to 2017, during the time presidential Democratic candidate Kamala Harris served as the Attorney General in California, the top cop.
It was also her assistant, her campaign assistant was also. The reason I pulled that up is because they're a great team.
says how a sexual harassment scandal involving a Josh Shapiro aide could affect the PA governor's VP chances. Shapiro's relationship with Mike Vereb, a top aide who resigned last year amid a sexual harassment investigation, is drawing scrutiny as Kamala Harris vets the governor as potential running mate. Who's Mike Vereb?
He worked for his
Oh,
administration.
aide. Gotcha.
Yeah, he covered it up and paid him off, just like Kamala. I mean, to me, if I were picking a VP, I would pick someone who has like petitions against them, gets protested, has sexual assault lawsuits or sexual harassment lawsuits. To me, that's a winner. Like, absolutely, especially when you have garbage reputation to begin with. I think that's a winning ticket.
Totally. You mentioned the IDF. He's in the IDF.
Yes.
So Shapiro concluded, writing, "Despite my skepticism as a Jew and a past volunteer in the Israeli army, I strongly hope and pray that this peace plan will be successful. History is not made by diplomatic handshakes between two political leaders, but rather when two age-old foes can have the courage to stop hating, begin healing, and exist in peace and tranquility."
Is that
Wow.
what Israel's doing?
Well, Joy, Israel's really trying their best, but they can only take so much from.
Yeah, I mean,
You know,
this is true. This is true. You
I'm
know,
being
scary brown people with no food, no water, no electricity, no housing. I mean, they are terrifying, to be fair.
I'm trembling. Um, do you want me to play this video? This
Yeah.
guy. All right, let's do it.
There's a really good chance that Kamala Harris is going to choose Josh Shapiro to be her running mate. In some ways, in the most obvious way, I oppose that. Josh Shapiro challenges democratic practices. He doesn't believe in free speech. He's warned, state employees here in Pennsylvania about how they respond to what was the genocide in Gaza, questioning their behavior, policing their behavior. He very clearly supports Zionism. Political Zionism. He very clearly supports the genocidal war in Gaza. He's been actively and vocally supportive of Israel's war on Gaza since October 7th and prior. Uh, we could also get into school vouchers. We could get into climate justice. In every conceivable way, Josh Shapiro is not a progressive candidate. And I would, it would be very frustrating to see her make that choice. But in some ways, it would make our political reality much more clear. People right now are trying to project a green screen onto Kamala Harris the same way they did to Barack Obama, meaning they want to project their radical ideologies and their progressive ideologies and imagination onto her. That's not who she is. She very clearly supports APAC. She very clearly is a liberal, but certainly not a progressive or a radical. So what Josh Shapiro as a choice would do is it would remind us of what we're dealing with. If you're voting for Kamala Harris, it's not because you're getting a radical or even a progressive. You're voting for her because you want to keep Trump out of the White House. You can make your own political decisions about what that means, but we need to be very clear about what we're getting and about what we're not getting. But if you were somebody who was not voting for Biden because of him underwriting this vicious war in Gaza, then there's absolutely no way you could justify voting for Kamala Harris as she chooses Josh Shapiro. And the two of them, it's not just Shapiro, the two of them are just as supportive of this war machine as every other mainstream corporate Democrat.
And to those who say, to your response, that you can vote for Kamala Harris if you want to keep Trump out of the White House, that Governor Shapiro, presides over a state that is a key battleground state that she would need to win.
Well, that's the argument, right? Is that but it's Trump's argument for choosing J.D. Vance, which he probably regrets at this point. If you want to keep Trump out of the White House, Josh Shapiro does help. I mean, that's a great point. But the question is, when you win the White House, what do you get? Right? There has to be a way to keep Trump away, to keep Trump out of D.C., which I support, but still not compromise all possibility of actually meeting our collective need. Again, I'm not talking about pie in the sky. I'm not talking about an imagined future 100 years from now. I'm saying right now, we have to challenge Kamala Harris to be better. We have to challenge Kamala Harris to meet our needs. And if we don't even hold her accountable for the vice presidential choices she makes right now, when there are clearly more progressive options on the table, then we've forfeited our own kind of agency here. Let's do both. Let's keep Trump out of the White House, but let's also apply some pressure. That's all I got to say.
So that's Mark Lamont Hill. He's a professor at Temple down in
There's
Philly.
a really good chance that.
Okay.
He is awesome. I don't necessarily agree with the ending. I will not. I didn't vote for Biden. I didn't vote for Hillary, and I sure as fuck won't be voting for Kamala. What's that saying?
It says Josh Shapiro is a right-wing war pig.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's like being very kind. But yeah, I mean, Mark Lamont Hill is absolutely right. We know what we're going to get. If you're going to vote for whoever, that is your choice. But when you say you're voting for them, let's acknowledge who you're voting for, and let's not act surprised if they win, which I don't think they will, but if they win, when you get exactly what we said you were going to get. It's Dem genocide or Republican genocide. Like, I'm going with the one who's against genocide. That's me. I don't know. People can vote for whatever they want, but they need to be realistic and stop being like, oh, but Trump. You're still voting for genocide. You are. You may not want to be. You may be in denial. You may have cognitive dissonance. You are voting for genocide. She was second in command for the past 10 fucking months. And now she's picking a fucking IDF person who, by the way, compared me and my comrades in Pennsylvania to the KKK for protesting for Palestine. Literally said we were like the KKK. That is who she's picking.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's fucking great. So vote for fascists to keep a fascist out. Makes sense.
So there's this tweet. I could just probably read this. Why Josh Shapiro would help Kamala Harris win over the most voters. Josh Shapiro's alarmist response to campus protests should disqualify him from being Harris's running mate.
But then look down. Or look up. Same fucking publication.
Oh, you're right. Oh.
It's the same thing, but look at the headline.
Yep, totally different. Huh. What the fuck?
Well, read both.
I did. Yeah, why Josh Shapiro would help Kamala Harris win over the most voters. There's no dates on these, so I don't know when they were.
They're the same day.
Okay.
Can you read the bottom one?
Josh Shapiro's alarmist response to campus protests should disqualify him from being Harris's running mate.
So that I agree with. But the upper one is like, okay, same publication, but okay.
So this is a Jewish publication.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Oh, I forgot to add it. Philadelphia Care, CAIR. They are incredible. They are all over the country. All states have them. Some have multiple in their state. They came out and demanded apologies from Shapiro because of his blatant racism. Oh, you found it?
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah, you can read that. It's really powerful.
Yeah, CARE. A grassroots civil rights and advocacy group promoting justice and mutual understanding. Our mission is to enhance understanding of Islam, protect civil rights, promote justice, and empower American Muslims. I like it.
No, does it say their statement on Shapiro? Because
Uh,
Shapiro, of course, when he was asked about it, he doubled down. He didn't say, "Oh, I'm sorry, I offended you."
there's a bunch of blog posts and press releases in here. I don't see anything about
Oh,
Mr.
okay.
Trump, but
All good, but definitely check that out. It's on my Twitter. It's on their Twitter. He hasn't apologized. So, point blank, if you are treating your own constituents like this, how do you think he is going to treat everyone else? Like,
yeah,
if he is treating the Muslim, Arab, and Palestinians communities in our state by being so blatantly racist by the stuff he has said in some of these articles coming out. I think I have one of them if you want to bring it up.
yeah. Here's an article Josh Shapiro wrote in 1993. It's over here. It's going to be hard for me to read this. Hard for you guys to
No,
see
you
it.
don't. Just the top. Yeah.
Well, it just says "Peace Not Possible" by Josh Shapiro.
Yeah. So essentially, it's about how he is blatantly racist about Palestinians and saying essentially it's not in them to be peaceful. Like it's
Yeah.
not in their makeup. It's disgusting. And that's one of multiple articles. And these are the ones he's refusing to apologize for.
He says, "Although I am an advocate of peace, I am also an advocate of realism. I'm somewhat skeptical to this notion of a peace plan, or at the very least an agreement to coexist in a civilized manner." Huh. Well, maybe he changed his mind. I hope
Well, his response sure didn't say that.
so. Yeah. Yeah. Interesting.
Disgusting.
I have an article from AP. Some activists step up criticism of Shapiro and Kelly as Harris closes in on naming a running mate. Who is Kelly?
I forget if his name is Mike or Mark. He's the other one who's supposed to be like second. But that's the other thing. There have been, how many people have they been floating for like weeks? Like, I think there's been like a top 10 since the day she said she was considering running. And we are attacking Shapiro, and they're saying it's anti-Semitic, like with the signatures and stuff that we're getting. But the thing is, he's our governor. We don't even know who the hell Mike Kelly is. Why are we like?
Is this Mike
I
Kelly?
never even heard of the fucking guy. You know, and it's anti-Semitic if I go after my governor who I know things about. Usually people who are in their constituency are the ones who go the hardest. I'm not going to not go at my governor because of optics. Like, tough shit. You're in a public position.
Right.
Throw some fucking balls.
Does this article have any interesting information? I don't even know.
I didn't even read it. I just wanted to show the different article titles about how people are like, some are saying, oh, it's good, it could be bad. I think the people who are saying it could be bad are just covering their ass because, 98% chance Hillary's going to win and they all look like fucking idiots.
Gregory says, you should be able to criticize politicians without being called stupid shit.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I got another gem for you.
Okay.
Shapiro's BFFs with Fetterman. How about that?
Oh, no.
They're always together. Yeah.
That's a shame.
So you can bet your ass he'll be in the administration if they win. No question.
Yeah. Here's a big photo of them together.
Oh, is there?
Good.
Ew. Good
So
God.
he shared this tweet with me. Just like Biden's website throughout much of his presidency, Kamala's website also has no policy page, no specific plans or promises, just vibes, and 7 different donation buttons.
But they don't, that's the thing about Dems. Like, they don't fucking need a policy page. Because Vote Blue, no matter who, is like, yes, queen. They don't fucking care.
Abortions.
They're just like, she's blue. She gets her vote. I mean, fuck. It does not matter. We have purity tests. That's our issue. Purity tests.
Yep.
Saying we don't want genocide, and anyone who enables it, encourages it, or says ceasefire and does nothing, no, we don't want blood on our hands. That is a purity test. Well, if Trump gets elected, the same thing's going to happen. So what you're saying is the best way to convince me to vote for Kamala is by saying if Trump is elected, he will do the exact same thing that Biden has already been doing for 10 months. How the fuck does that work for you? Like, are you going door to door and making phone calls with that shit? Because, like, my brain hurts talking to these fucking people. I swear. Oh, speaking of brain hurt, oh my fucking God. We got a gem from Schenk Uger. Holy fuck.
Let me find that one.
My God. Now, this guy's a fucking twat waffle, okay? He's just a dumbass, and he has been for years. But this, holy fuck. This even shocked me.
This tweet from Chunk Yogurt from a couple days ago. I know with every fiber of my being that Mark Kelly and Pete Buttigieg would not lift a finger to help Palestine. Yes, Josh Shapiro loves Israel, but that's why he might care enough and be brave enough to fix things. Because the occupation is also killing the soul of Israel. What? And the other half, this is the Shrek.
What the actual fuck does that even mean? Do you really think they care about their reputation? Their soldiers go on video, like on TikTok, and like film themselves taking a piss on people they just killed. You really think that they care about their fucking reputation? This is the worst example I have ever seen of trying to, rationalize something that is garbage.
Yes.
It is absolutely just wow. And this guy was running for president a few months ago.
What happened to that? Did he drop out?
I don't think anyone even knew he was running. I didn't. Until like people started like DMing me because I was talking about like other people like running and potentially running, and they're like, you left out him. And I was like, huh? I don't follow the dude. This makes my fucking head hurt.
He loves Israel, and that's why he's going to care enough because, he cares about the soul of Israel, whatever the soul of Israel is.
Yeah.
I don't know. That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. I mean, keep on bootlicking BB, man. I mean, they literally took $1 million from the Hillary campaign. Like, why anyone gives that dude any fucking credibility, especially with his cohort, fucking Anna Kasparian. She's a fucking weirdo, too.
She is.
I don't understand how people still watch them. I don't get it. because I actually never watched them. I've only ever seen clips here and there because I can't fucking take it.
I used to watch them back in 2015,
Did
2016,
you?
around Bernie time, and then I don't know, they went the wrong way, and I stopped watching.
See, I wasn't even on Twitter back in then, so that's why I didn't even,
I was just on YouTube.
Oh, yeah, that was back when I was like one of like 5 people who had a channel. I've been doing this 8 years now, and it was like me, TYT, Humanist Report, Rob Placone, Jimmy, and that was like it.
Yep.
Oh, and Lee. Yeah, that was pretty much fucking it. Do we have any more, or was that?
We have a few more, yeah. Pennsylvania Governor Josh Shapiro seeks support and pushback as Harris enters final days before VP pick announcement. This is an article. So this is another one of those headlines that he's seeing support and pushback.
I want to know where the support is, because I haven't seen it. Even as a Pennsylvanian, I have not seen anyone. I mean, you're gonna have shit libs who are like, "Oh my god, I'm so excited because he's a Pennsylvanian, and we've only had one Pennsylvanian once in our history." And, like, oh, that's so exciting. I don't give a fuck where they're from. I don't care. And you know what? Like, honestly, I think for people to be presumptuous, he would win my state is not a good idea. Honestly, that is not a guarantee. My state in 2016 went to Trump, and it was pretty fucking close. And not that I go by polls, because like I said, 2016, but polls show that Trump's looking like he could very much win Pennsylvania again. I absolutely do not think Josh will help win Pennsylvania. And besides, we're one fucking state. What's it matter? You still got to win all the other ones. I think the idea about Mark Kelly was that I think he's the one that's Kentucky. That kind of makes sense as far as, a strategy, because he may be able to get people who are more like Republican-y type thing. But strategically, the only thing I can think of is that they both suck as far as locking people up. Like DAs who like punishing people of color and shit like that. That's the only thing I think they have that connection.
Yep.
And that's what we need. 2 fucking cops.
Here's a tweet. So, Josh Shapiro may have helped cover up a murder of a school teacher.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. The cover up was
so messy. There's a lot of evidence on this, by the way, you guys. I just picked one of them, but there is a lot of info on this. I remember I was in high school when this happened, and yet fucked up.
So, the death by 20 stab wounds was ruled suicide.
Correct. But you have to read it because there's more.
Oh my God. The state's highest court will consider the issue of whether executors and administrators of an estate have standing to challenge an erroneous finding recorded on the decedent's death certificate.
So, woman has 20 stab wounds, okay?
Yeah.
Some in the back of the neck and in her back, in her spine. Apparently, she's a contortionist. I don't know. But they ruled it a murder. Then they went back and switched it to suicide.
Switched it to suicide.
So her family, for years, has been fighting to get this changed back and do an investigation. And guess who was in charge? Governor Shapiro. Well, he wasn't governor then. He was DA. But yeah.
I see. Huh. That's shady.
Yeah. Yep.
Funny meme here. I'll just read some of this stuff. Kamala Harris vetting Josh Shapiro VP, and it's the meme with the guy holding all the limes, and he can't hold all the limes; they're all falling over the ground. Defunding public schools, IDF volunteer, racist writing. We covered that. Criminalizing free speech, fracking pollution. You talked about that. Ceasefire students are the KKK. You mentioned that. Milton School child sex abuse cover-up. Promoting church and state. Pro-death penalty. Collaborating with Trumpers. Okay. Authoritarian control of Philly. Anti-criminal justice reform. Yeah. And the school teacher murder cover-up we just talked about.
Yeah, so as far as the sex cover-up in Milton Hershey Park, Hershey Chocolate, that's right, not far from Harrisburg. It's close to where I live. And there's a school there, big school on beautiful land. And it's where a lot of kids go who either don't have families or need help, tutoring, whatever. You know, it's a good school. And then it gives them, college scholarships and stuff when they graduate and stuff.
Nice.
I have a few friends who work there. It's actually a really good school. Well, Shapiro was made aware of some sexual abuse that was going on, and he covered it up. Much like Kamala. Kamala was begged by dozens of victims of SA from priests, Catholic priests, and they begged her, please release the names of the priests. There were over 80 of them.
Wow.
She refused to release those names, even though the victims begged her. They still, to this day, it was years ago, and they have never been released.
Wow.
They're still, unless they've retired, they're still right where they were. So again, it makes sense why they would run together. Oh, and as far as schooling, private schools, he is a huge proponent of charter schools. He tries to defund a lot of our schools and make them all charter schools.
Man, that's some class war bullshit.
Seriously. I mean, I'm telling you guys what we're in for. It's not, Palestine is bad enough, but it's not just that. Like, it's so much worse. So much worse. So we just need to be prepared, because it's,
yeah.
Like I said, she's announcing in Philly tomorrow. It's gonna be him. And I am going to a different protest, so I won't be able to go there. And honestly, I'd probably just get arrested, not from being violent or anything, but just because I'd probably choose to. I think that'd be one of the ones I would choose to get arrested, just to bring attention to it, but I know Philly is going to represent. I used to live there, and they're badasses, and they're going to hold it down for sure. Whew. So I'm sure I'll be going live tomorrow night after I get back from doing my protest. Is that all we have for that?
Yeah.
Asshole.
Yes.
Oh, and we have a funny.
We do have a funny.
So if you guys are just tuning in for the first time, smash like and subscribe, damn it. But also, we cover a lot of heavy shit on here. And it was requested, I don't know, a couple years ago to me to start doing funnies at the end of each episode. So, I talk about genocide. Tonight's one of the nights that I'm just like really like throwing out the F-bombs and stuff. But a lot of nights, like, it can get heavy. So
Yeah.
I started this thing a couple years ago. Someone kept asking me, please end on a fun note. So I pick a funny for every show I do. So this is tonight's.
Now, I don't see why any man would vote Democrat. It's not the party of virtue, security. It's not the party of strength. It's definitely not the party of family. And to be a man and then vote for a woman just because she's a woman is either childish, that person has mommy issues, or they're just trying to be accepted by other women. And I heard the scientists say the other day that when a man votes for a woman, he actually transitions into a woman. Now, I don't see.
Is that real?
That's fucking epic. He transitions. Is that why? So that's going to be their new. That's why there's trans people, because they voted Dem. They transition into women by voting.
This has got to be a comedy segment, right?
This is so fucking great. I mean,
it's actually funny.
I never show stuff on Republicans because honestly, everyone else does, and Dems are the ones who stole my money, cheated my candidate, everything like that. I've never voted Republican, so they don't owe me shit. Like, I think it's more important that people expose the Dems because so many other people aren't willing to do it.
Yeah.
And at this point, like, nothing will ever change, ever, because there's too many people willing to just vote blue no matter who and not hold people accountable. So I always focus on the Dems, but that shit was so damn funny. It's kind of amazing. I think I do have a few announcements. Also, if you're on Twitter, please check my Twitter. I have a few things coming up as well. Harrisburg, Palestine Coalition, we are doing an auction for Palestinian art. Like, I'm painting, something with like poppy flowers, or you can paint like the flag, or you can paint whatever you'd like, as long as it's Palestine oriented. And we're having people send that art, and then auctioning it off to do mutual aid for Palestine. So it's a way that we can just get creative and also help. So that is on my Twitter. This I am going to tomorrow night, and I will be filming. This is in Harrisburg. Every year, cities in Pennsylvania do this thing where they celebrate cops. Yeah, across my state, they celebrate cops. And if you look at that poster, so they shit, I gotta say unalived, or they're gonna take this down. The cops unalived these two people recently, and in our area. So, and then of course we're also going to be representing Sonia. We're going to wear all black, and we are going to be silent, do a silent protest around while they have their balloons and their funnel cakes and shit like that. We're just going to be holding our signs and making it very known that this is not something that should be celebrated. And I'm told that their family members will be there. So if that's the case, I will absolutely try to speak with them.
Good luck.
Yes, for sure. I think I have one more thing.
Yeah. Your podcast.
Oh, yes. Oh, okay. Then I have two more things. Okay, so I started an actual audio podcast last week. I'm like, after almost 8 years of doing a show, I'm like, I'm just gonna try audio. Let's see how this goes. Um, so it's on Spotify. Capitalist Death Parade. We name someone who's at the head of the parade every week. And it's kind of like this, like we talk about things that are going on, but we are much more crass. And I know it's probably hard to imagine me more crass. But yeah, so, and I'm actually, it's on Spotify, but I'm in the process of figuring out how to upload it to YouTube as well, which means you could get it here also. And then while we're all focused on Kamala picking her VP tomorrow, most importantly, my girl is picking her VP on Thursday.
Cool.
Yo, I'm
Who do you
hyped.
think it's going to be?
I'm
Who's it
not.
gonna be?
I can't say. Don't put me on a spot. I don't know.
It's not you.
It's not me.
Okay.
It's definitely not me.
Okay.
No.
You would tell me it was you, right?
I would never do that. Yo, I don't want her to lose. I mean, we're friends and stuff, but yeah, no, I don't.
Not. Okay.
Yeah, no, it's definitely not me. But
All right.
it's going to be exciting. It's free to tune in. It's just a live stream rally. So Thursday. But thank you guys so much for watching. Again, smash the like, smash subscribe, comment. It helps my algorithm. Again, I need Patreon supporters bad. I need to be able to go back to East Palestine this month. And traveling and hotels and shit, that is not cheap. So I need your help to get out there to do more coverage. I also have Buy Me a Coffee, which is, it's $5 for, this virtual cup of coffee. It's like a PayPal or type thing, and I have PayPal and stuff like that. But any way you can support me is awesome, especially when I need Matt to produce for me too. I don't believe in doing stuff for free, so any donations help me with all of my monetary needs for this show. So again, thank you so much. Like, subscribe, and yeah, you guys are awesome. Much love.
Much love. Namaste.
Namaste. Adieu.